I went live on one. What happened, Facebook? Why'd you go away? Hey guys, sorry, we're just gonna fix this really quick on the Book of Faces. Always something that happens. I swear it wasn't me this time. I swear it was my phone. There we go. Hey everybody. I'm Ruth Ann.
I'm Chris.
We are GeekChic Promotions, and we're here again for our Weekend Rage or Nerd Rage, where we like to have some drinks and then nerd rage about, you know, whatever's happened in the news this week. So first things first, we have some awesome
Moscow Mules.
Moscow Mules. So clinkies to you, madame.
Apple
Clinkies to you
ginger.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Vodka-y.
Vodka. So today, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the news, but if you guys saw or maybe didn't see, there was this big upheaval in the world of TV. Why don't you tell them about it while I share this all around?
So my feed blew up because Brooklyn Nine-Nine was canceled.
What?
And I was just as upset as everyone else was. So
Same.
I was planning on raging about this anyway. And then all of a sudden it got uncanceled.
It got uncanceled. NBC picked it up.
NBC picked it
Huzzah!
up. Which
Thanks, NBC.
apparently they were the producers of it anyway.
Hi, Brandon.
So I don't know how NBC can be producers of a show that's on Fox. I'm not quite sure how that works out. But also what got canceled is Lucifer, which is one of my favorite shows. And that did not get picked back up, which is very sad for me because I love me a good supernatural that's got some humor in it. So I was very sad about that. But then I realized in the midst of my sadness over Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Lucifer that they elected to keep the Tim Allen show Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Which
not Last Man.
Yeah, it is.
Was it Last Man Standing? Oh wait,
Last
because I
Man
know they
Standing.
canceled Last Man on Earth.
Which I also watched, by the way, because it had amazing guest spots by Hugh. But I was a little bit bummed about that too. But not as bummed as Lucifer.
And Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I've talked about Brooklyn Nine-Nine so often, where it's one of those shows right now. Like I feel like it's the perfect sitcom.
It really is
right now. Like, and you need that kind of bright fun because we have so much dark and like gritty stuff. I was like, I just miss it. Yeah, and Brandon even says I love that show.
Right?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is incredible. So, and it's crazy. It really turned around within a couple hours.
Yes.
They made the announcement, and I'm like,
it was
well played,
NBC's.
NBCs.
Well, and apparently, as soon as the announcement went out, then they got all these offers. Like apparently, Hulu was interested and TBS was interested. Which I was like, please don't go to TBS.
Don't do it.
That's where shows go to die.
That's true.
You know, I watched Cougar Town on TBS.
That was a fun one
with Courtney Cox, and I really liked it.
But I was actually on that one a few times. That was a really fun set.
It made me sad though that it was on TBS because I was like, no one watches TBS. TBS is where, like, when nothing else is on and you're in a hotel room and you elect to watch a movie that has commercials, even though you've seen the movie a million times and probably could pop in the DVD and watch it without the commercials, but you sit there anyway.
It's true. So so you guys who are just joining in, like, we're discussing everything that's been canceled that shouldn't have, because Brooklyn Nine-Nine did get canceled, but got picked up again. Yay! So who knows how long it's going to take for us to get a new season. So if you guys have any shows that you absolutely love and got canceled, please list them below, and then we're going to flip the conversation to ones that should have been canceled. But first, tell us all the ones that you feel like shouldn't have been canceled but did get canceled. Like Brandon already mentioned, but Lucifer is awesome. I know it's so sad that it's been canceled.
I'm very sad. I really like that show. Like that was one show that did not sit on my DVR. Like that night, I'd be like, is it halfway through? So I can fast forward the commercials.
Have it now.
Like that and Supernatural are my two, you know, that I love doing that with. And I'm really super bummed about that. I really am.
Yeah, so other shows that we were super bummed that got canceled, or got canceled way too soon, which for me, Better Off Ted was so good. If anybody's never seen that show, I think it's still on Netflix.
Check it out,
If you haven't seen it, Better Off Ted is super fun. It's
Also, by the way, I did not like that 30 Rock ended. I could have done with 10 more years of 30 Rock.
30 Rock was incredible. I don't know if it
they ended it.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of those things
that and The Office where, you know, they want to go out on a high note. They don't want to run it into the ground.
Which I actually do appreciate, but like I miss it.
But also,
I do.
I miss them.
And Brandon brought up the obvious one that we always talk about is Firefly. It's so that was. I'll never forget watching the episode where they found out that they were canceled. It's the they actually wrote in this scene to help like have a cathartic thing, which was the episode with the funeral of the guy that they both went to war with, and then so like it's kind of messed up, but I guess they didn't tell them that they were canceled until they started filming the actual funeral scene.
Oh my god!
It's like, by the way, we're canceled. This is like, no, so sad. It was so sad.
I've been reading like the tweets of the actors and stuff like that. Like I can't remember, Tom somebody or other plays Lucifer. I can't remember his last name, but by the way, he's also on there with Tom Welling.
Yeah.
Yes, who plays Cain, which is, I mean, the whole storyline was getting so good. I mean, Tom Welling was a great addition. I mean, it was, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I'm still super sad. I could go on and on.
Yeah, so Brandon is mentioning other ones.
Dollhouse.
That got canceled too
We're going to
soon.
go through all of the Joss.
Yeah, let's just go through Joss real quick. And then Terminator, the Sarah Chronicles, which I feel like that... I
watched that.
I didn't see enough of it.
I did, but I was kind of like, I think they took a wrong turn, you know, which was sad because it started off really great, and then I kind of went like, and I was like, what the fuck? And then,
yeah, so that can kind of turn us into the conversation of things that probably should have been canceled earlier or like have been pushed too far.
Yes.
So like a show that really does well of being on for way too long but still finding a way to make it work is Supernatural.
Yes.
Because Supernatural was supposed to be over, what was that, season 5 or 6?
Something like that.
And it so obviously ends.
Yeah.
It so obviously ends.
Really
and there's
does.
a couple seasons where like, we're gonna do this thing. And then they like hit it again and
Yes.
it's been great. And it's just like, at this point they're just shocked that they're still on. So I feel like they're having more fun with it than anybody else.
Absolutely.
But there's
it's
definitely,
a fun show.
but there's definitely shows that like you're like, ugh, like you should have been is it Marcus who always goes with 3 and 5? Like it's always odd number do well, and then after that it's just like it's too much.
Really?
So like Buffy, for instance, there was a point that you're like, oh no, you went too far, like too long. But it's always like, so 3, 5, and 7 are the best of Buffy, and I've noticed that with other shows as well. It's like they hit like this really nice.
I don't think I ever paid attention to that, to be honest. Like, well, for instance, like Arrow.
Oh,
Cancel
Arrow.
Arrow. I mean, I'm sorry, but
I completely agree. Like, I feel like that.
I now have 11 episodes on my DVR.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just like,
I have not. Same.
I have no interest.
All those CW like.
Well, I mean, CW is not bad in itself because I mean, honestly, I do watch like Riverdale and I watch like you know, and Supernatural's on there and Supergirl's on there. I watch Flash. You know, I still watch that. So it's not all them. It's just Arrow. I feel like is just God so uninspired.
Well,
really.
and I feel like it hit really early on that it was done. You know what I mean? Like I feel like after season 3 or 4, like I felt like then they started going back. They started using the crutch of going back to that fucking island. Like the flashbacks.
I fast forward to the
fucking
flashbacks.
island. Like I feel like it was like. Am I right though? It was like season 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there that they just started heavily using that, and it's like got you. Ugh.
Well, also then they created this world outside of the island that apparently he was on adventures before going back home, which I was like, if you're stranded on an island and your whole family thinks you're dead, why do you go on gallivanting around the world doing super secret spy crap before going back home?
I feel like we could nerd rage about this specifically for so long because there were so many things wrong because the way that they would use it as a writing tool, right, is every fucking episode. I'm sorry, we're going way deep into Arrow and how it should have been canceled way earlier. So if you're just joining on, and we're supposed to be talking about shows that should or should not have been canceled, and this one we're really aggressive on because it's so painful.
It's like they felt like they had to have a flashback in there, so they created like a whole new level of flashbacks. And you're like, you don't need to have flashbacks.
Well, they would do this.
There's nothing keeping you in this like routine of a flashback.
It's so stupid because they got into this routine, right, where they would be like the first part of the episode was a flashback where Oliver had to deal with this problem on the island. And all of a sudden it flashes to now, oh look, he's run into the same goddamn problem. Why you not fix it just from the get-go? You already did this shit before. Damn. Oh. Just drink some of this. Get back to the comments. Yes, James, we did mention Firefly as one of the number ones that should not have been canceled. It was canceled way too early.
Yes.
And that was a total, like, so there's some shows, that show specifically, it got messed up because they aired it out of order. they kept changing the time that it was aired.
Oh, that's right.
And there's a lot of shows like that we talked about earlier was Better Off Ted that shouldn't have been canceled, but that was during the writer's strike. So I feel like there was we lost a lot.
We did lose a lot
of really good shows during the writer's strike.
Yeah, was that when Pushing Daisies was?
I think that was Pushing Daisies as well. Was the same, because that was another one. I don't know if you guys have other ones that you want to mention that should have it. So like when you guys are commenting, let us know if there's a show that you feel like should have been canceled earlier, or a show that got canceled too soon. Like, let us know.
Yeah, Pushing Daisies was one of those where I legit was like, I want to open up a pie shop.
This is inspiring me right now to open a pie shop.
Yeah, that was a pretty great show. I think it was called The Pie Hole. Shut Your Pie Hole?
Shut Your Pie Hole, I think.
Something like that? Yeah.
Anyway. Now, remind me the plot of that one. That was the one that if she touched, they would die? Is that right? No, or was it the opposite?
It was, I think he was the one.
Oh, he was the one.
Yeah, if he touched something, it would die.
It would die. But he would couldn't he bring it back to life or something? But if he touched something dead, it would bring it back to life, and that's why it was called Pushing Daisies? No.
Yeah, I think it was that he could bring something back to life, but something else would die. And so it was like a give or take type of a thing.
Yeah.
And in there he falls in love, and so he has to wear like all sorts of protective covering now, so that like he doesn't touch her and kill her. And it was so cool. It was just a really great show, and I miss it. And now it's like all becoming like fuzzy to me because it was so long ago.
Yeah, and we watched.
But I just remember, I remember it being like a really fun time though to watch TV.
Brandon agrees that Pushing Daisies was amazing.
Yeah.
And James mentions the movie of Firefly was dope though. So the interesting thing to me about the movie Firefly, or no, that was called Serenity, right? Serenity. So the movie was called Serenity. And I actually, because I didn't have TV where I lived in Vermont. We just didn't get cable. Okay. So I didn't see that show until I actually watched the movie Serenity first. And I remember watching the movie and being like, this is great. I had no idea what's going on.
I watched Serenity first as well. No, I did too.
Then I had that same feeling of like, this is really good, but there's too much I'm missing. And then when I saw the TV show, I was like, like,
yes,
so, and I feel like there's a lot of people in that time frame that did the same thing. What was that face for?
We're blurry.
Oh, we are blurry.
I was just looking at that.
Well, hopefully it'll keep sooner because we look great on that screen.
You do.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, and Brandon also agreed it would only be if he touched it after bringing it back to life.
That's right. You got that
okay.
right. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's got all fuzzy.
And Rick and Morty did not get canceled, so there's like 70 more episodes or something
James,
like that.
Good call.
Which is like crazy.
Which is crazy, and I mean, I figured that would happen.
Yeah, I know.
And like so, but it's interesting when shows get renewed after being canceled because remember Family Guy had that thing where it had X amount of seasons and then the DVD sales for those seasons did so well they're like, okay, fine, we'll bring it back, and now it'll never die.
Well, that was like the Mindy Kaling show, like when it was brought over to Hulu after they canceled it. Like there's like such an opportunity for shows that have like this fanatic audience to get picked up elsewhere. It can go to Netflix, Hulu.
It's brilliant.
It can literally get picked up anywhere, which is kind of cool. I think Nashville got picked up on Netflix, not Hulu, I think. And
that's
they had like
shows, isn't it?
It was, but I stopped watching it after it got canceled. No, they killed off a character that I really liked, and then after that, I was like, so yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of times that I've had shows that I'm like, I'm okay.
You just can't kill off everyone. I'm sorry, but like,
well, and I feel
I get if they want to leave the show, but I'm like, why we gotta kill them off? Can't we like give them a nice send off, a nice goodbye? Why they all gotta die and make us all sad?
Well, it's interesting too because you see like all these shows that try to do what Game of Thrones did because like, oh, well, Game of Thrones killed off characters, like that makes it interesting.
Walking Dead does that too.
And like I feel like they're opposites in doing it right and doing it wrong. Because with Walking Dead, it became a point of like you could tell as soon as a character was about to die because something really nice happened to them, and like even nice music would start around them, and like they would have this very connected moment with everybody, and then and you're like, I know he's gonna die, and he's gonna die horribly.
You're just making us like them. So
but it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Versus like Game of Thrones, which is extremely well written.
Yeah.
And there's a reason to lose these characters. It's not just for shock value. And I feel like a lot of shows do that.
So many different revolving like storylines happen in Game of Thrones where it's like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and so you're keeping track of everything.
And then like there could be a domino effect as well.
And it was like, and it wasn't just like, oh, we're gonna kill off everyone and move on. It was just like, oh no, like you're just gonna get this one amazing scene, then you're fine. for a little bit.
For a little bit.
And you never knew who was going to come next.
Because I was sure I was done with Game of Thrones.
I remember
Red
you.
Wedding.
Like, I'm out!
Oh God, I swear, if somebody had filmed me in my meltdown after the Red Wedding, I would be a YouTube star right now.
Right?
Like that would have happened. All right, checking back in with all you guys over here. I'm glad Rick and Morty didn't get canceled, and it got renewed for another season. Yeah, James, totally agree. It's an excellent show. The
Sci-Fi Channel. Oh, in the Expanse.
So James said, I know one of my favorite shows is On the Bubble with Sci-Fi Channel, and in the Expanse, I hope someone can pick it up too. Oh, so it's about to be canceled, so hopefully, yeah. Oh, and that's Brandon also brought up Futurama did the same type of thing that Family Guy did. That it almost got it got canceled but got brought back. So it's like this weird. And there's it's so interesting when there are shows that just plow through seasons and they just have their little hiatuses and keep going. But there's a lot of shows now, and it's kind of doing it almost the British way.
Or all these reboots that they're doing and bringing them back.
That's an interesting subject. I don't think Roseanne should have come back.
I don't think Roseanne should have come back either. Will and Grace definitely, because it was
so necessary.
It's on par.
Do you feel, this kind of goes off of our subject, but I have not talked to you about this. Do you feel like, Will and Grace came back because it was a very necessary thing because of what's going on politically? Do you feel that on the opposite side, they're like, well, let's bring Roseanne back to kind of be the opposite, not opposite, but kind of balance it?
They've been trying to do that with a whole bunch of shows. I can't remember. There was another one that they
But do you feel like the only reason Roseanne is one of the ones that came back is because she pushed that she would be pro-Trump? Because Will and Grace is so Will and Grace first episode comes out is very obviously anti-Trump.
Well, sort of, because it's got
again, sorry for going off topic.
I don't think they brought Will and Grace back not because I don't think it was anything political. I think it was just because it was a good timing, and they felt like they could really work with what was going on. But I don't think Roseanne. I think Roseanne was just a reunion of things, and they were like, let's see, we can make this work. And I don't think it was for shock value. I don't think it had anything to do with her being pro-Trump, to be honest. I really don't.
Isn't that so? I have not watched the show yet.
It doesn't really have anything to do with Trump.
Oh, okay. So you haven't been watching it. Okay.
No, I haven't watched it. I've just read about it.
Oh, because I know. Well, it's funny because what I've read about it is that Roseanne is very
Personally, she is.
She is, but the character is as well.
Really? I haven't heard anything like that.
Maybe I'm totally wrong.
No,
anyways,
I could be wrong too.
But yeah, again, we're talking about shows that should have been canceled or should not have been canceled because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and all that. So I got us off topic. I apologize.
No, there was another one that was there was another reboot that came back where I was just like, that one sucks too.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
All right, we'll think it through and we'll read through some of these. So James says Spartacus shouldn't have gotten canceled. It was an awesome, at least to me. Spartacus is that's a one that I haven't watched. Was that the one that was starring Xena, Warrior Princess? Or was that a different one? Let me know, James, if I'm right, because I know that there's a few of that time period show that kind of came out.
It was kind of funny. Around the time that 30 Rock came out was Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, and it was like the dramatic 30 Rock.
Yeah.
So it was like, an SNL type show, but it was a complete drama, and I loved it. I mean, it was...
and you said that one got canceled.
It did.
Too early.
It got canceled like halfway through the season, the first season, and it was so over. It was, what's his name? That wrote it. No, I can't remember. We need somebody who's knowledgeable to tell me this. It's
Marcus Perry.
I know, and he'll know too. He was like, oh wow, it was written by the guy who wrote. Shit. No, I can't remember. Anyway, I'm not gonna let this affect anything. But
Brandon says I was right. Yes, Xena was in Spartacus. Thank you.
Why can't I remember his name? I'm totally blanking on his name right now, and he's.
Oh, so James actually brought something back. You just brought something up that's very funny. What's the next big comeback? A Home Improvement reboot. So it's not Home Improvement reboot, but the one show that was kept on from, was it Fox? Was the Tim Allen show. Yeah. So in a way, it kind of is the Home Improvement reboot.
I don't understand what people find appealing about Tim Allen. I'm not gonna lie.
It's that
I find him so
blue
unfunny.
collar. I don't know.
I am from the Midwest.
I know.
I do not find him entertaining.
I remember being a kid and loving Home Improvement, but it might have just been because he made funny noises. You know what I mean? I was a kid, like, like all those weird noises he would make. Like, I feel like that, and yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea to reboot some of these shows, because like Will and Grace, I think it was very important to reboot right now, and it's been the funniest. Like that last season was maybe even funnier than the earlier stuff, because like, and maybe I don't know if it's because I watched all the original stuff and like having that as like a memory, and then having them now. But it's also excellent writing. They're excellent on social media, like. All their social media stuff is amazing. Each actor is incredible with how they're kind of promoting the show and all that kind of stuff is amazing. Like that's one reboot I'm fine with. The rest I just don't feel like are needed. Because they've been talking about for years, even with Firefly, of rebooting it, but none of the cast or Joss Whedon.
They say that it's just a matter of when. No one's got time. Yeah. Everyone wants to be a part of it. That's the last I read. Was everyone was like, yeah, great, let's all do it. We're all great. Yeah, let's do it. And it's like, but finding time within everybody's schedules is just like. Yeah, sure, we'll do it eventually when we all have time.
Wash back on.
Oh. Yeah.
Wah wah.
But there are so many crap on TV right now that I feel extremely bitter.
I do.
That some that were really great were canceled, and others that's like, I'm sorry, but do we need a millionth season of American Idol?
We really do not.
Or Dancing with the Stars, or The Voice. Like, do we really need that?
Well, and here's
by the way, all of the reality TV shows, like, there are like 15 different versions of Real Housewives on Bravo. I'm like,
I don't know.
Who is watching this?
Mean, we're the wrong demographic, but I hate.
Are we? Who watches it then?
Well, that's a good point.
Because if it's not our demographic, which would be like what, the coveted 18 to 45.
Yeah, working person.
Working person, yeah. Like I feel like who watches? It's gotta be our demographic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess, but when I meant our demographic, I just meant geek in general. Like, just doesn't really fly. I don't know.
Hate the Housewives. I hate any Real Housewives.
Well, so here's the thing.
By the way, any Bachelor, any Bachelorette show, also hate. Don't know why that's still going.
Don't know.
It's not like they ever wind up getting married, and if they do, they're divorced in 2 seconds.
Also, none of it's actually reality TV.
Oh my god.
Even those shows where it's like, all right, gonna burst the bubble right now, guys. I'm sorry, we'll catch up with your comments in a second. We got on a rant. Yeah. Getting a little tipsy on this. But any reality show, whether it's American Idol or Dancing with Stars, where you think you're voting, any of those shows that like Real Housewives, any of that, none of them are real. Everything, because I've played background. I've been cast in these shows, and when I say cast, I don't mean like they're just filming me on my day-to-day life. I mean, I auditioned for a role, or they're like, oh, you kind of look the part of audience number whatever. It's all fake. Like, especially
wasn't like that's the whole reason why Christina Aguilera didn't come back to The Voice, because she was like, it's not about music, it was about TV moments. What made good TV moments, and so that's why she quit.
If you ever think that somehow that camera was in the perfect spot to catch that perfect cry or that perfect moment, it wasn't.
They had to do that take a lot.
A lot. And make sure that camera was in the right place. Any of your favorite reality TV shows, look at the credits. There's a writer, there's a producer, there's the director. Do you need that in real life? No. End of that rant. But in general, what's crazy is that people always talk about this is the golden age of TV. We're getting some of the best TV that we ever have, and that's true. But we also have so many different channels, so many different like outlets for TV, that the percentage of good shit is still that tiny, minuscule, like 5% of TV that's actually good. Like if you really think, even though like there is a lot more good TV, there's still the percentage with the rest of the bullshit that's out there. There's a lot of shitty TV compared to how much good TV.
It's true.
But there is a lot of good TV.
I think we should totally take James's suggestion and do the Nerd Housewives of LA, and I think it should be me and
you. Where I'm just my own wife, living alone, being my own nerd self all the time. Hashtag living the dream.
Why not?
That'd be really interesting. But I mean,
We
the
can watch
Nerd Housewives.
Roseanne roll out of bed at like 10.
Wow!
Puts around her house, make her spinach and eggs. And,
Hey, whoa.
And then
All
just
right,
like kind of like.
she's giving some real like personal burns right now, just because I lived with her for a good amount of time. You bitch. Alright, we're totally like missing all of the. Okay, Brandon, the hidden camera shows.
They're not.
They're
they
not.
all know.
They all know that they're there, and also
Yeah.
they're told what to do in those situations. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
Brandon. I'm so sorry to all of you that think any of those shows are like real things. The hidden camera shows, I got cast in a lot. Like they're not they might be hidden, as in like, you know, it's like in a corner somewhere, but it's like, hey, so the camera's there. This is what we want to happen in this scene. Go.
I know Marcus used to be a writer on some of those reality shows. He did a prenup to murder.
Yeah, and also he's credited. If you're credited as a writer on a reality TV show, that shit ain't real. Period. Yep. Shit. All right, sorry. Let's catch up with all of your comments because we've gotten way off topic. We're supposed to be talking about the shows that we loved that should never have been canceled, and also the shows that really should have been canceled a lot sooner. So I'm going to try to catch up with your comments to see if you guys added any more of those, or if you just enjoyed our ranting for a bit. James mentioned Big Brother as one of the reality TV shows. Is super annoying. We already talked about that. Brandon brought up Once Upon a Time itself.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of upset people in that.
By rehashing, yeah. Well, that was kind of a mess. That was one of those.
I only watched like the first couple seasons of that.
And it was very.
It was okay.
The first couple seasons were very fun. I actually really enjoyed it, and then it did that thing where it went too far, and it had to like and then it tried to do a reboot of itself.
Yeah.
And then I just did not pay attention. So I think that's what you're mentioning.
Yep.
Is that whole thing that it basically canceled itself by doing that. James mentioned, because we were talking about Firefly, obviously one of the ones that should not have been canceled, and he says Nathan Fillion wants to do more of Firefly, but he loves playing a space cowboy. Yeah, it's difficult when you have.
Like Nathan Fillion was just on like 2 different shows in a row that I watched yesterday. Oh, he was on Modern Family because he played Haley's boyfriend. He was a weatherman.
Yeah, he's the boyfriend. I've not caught up on Modern Family, but that's one of the
he had like
really
a
good
2
shows I love.
second. He popped in because she was trying a new thing and she fainted and wound up in the hospital, and they called her emergency contact.
And it was still him.
It was all 3 of her boyfriends showed up, and it was very funny because then Nathan Fillion popped in at the end, and he's like,
so good.
"Are you feeling under the weather?" Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, I love Nathan Fillion. I love Nathan Fillion.
Drawn Together. I did like Drawn Together. That was actually very funny.
Hey, Crystal. I went to high school with Crystal. Hey. But yeah, so yeah, Drawn Together was an interesting one, but yeah, so obviously staged. Yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
I mean, cartoons.
Yeah. Well, you know, so funny enough about like cartoons and things that like, so I don't know if you've noticed in some of the ends of some Disney and Pixar movies, they do bloopers. Some of which are actual voiceover bloopers that they then draw to. But there's a couple that are like obviously faked to be bloopers.
Oh, no, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But some of the ones that are just like actual bloopers are hilarious. So if you ever look, I think it's the first Lion King movie. There's these great bloopers that they drew to, where it's what's his face doing like trying to do a roar as Mufasa. What's his face? Why am I blanking on his name? Darth Vader's voice.
James Earl Jones.
Yes. To get into character for doing Mufasa's like roar and like he did something like hold on, I just need to do this real quick, and like kept doing these vocal warm-ups, and they actually like animated it since they'd recorded it, and it's hilarious.
That's awesome.
So like stuff like that's fun, but just kind of a random thing with what you're talking about.
I still can't remember the writer. I was trying to think of it. I can see him in my brain.
You could see the face
Well, he
of the
did
writer?
Newsroom.
Fucker.
Yes.
Fuck.
I know. Who is it?
Guys, the writer of Newsroom.
Now you can see him in your brain.
I can't see him. I can see his name. Like,
Yep.
What's his name? Shit.
I don't know.
That's what happens when we drink and rave.
I know. I'm like, why can't I remember this important person's name who has done so many prominent things?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we've totally gone over time.
Oh,
we just
we?
got, yeah, just about. All right. So wait, do we have a nerd rave for the week? Something we really loved.
Yeah, because Cobra Kai came out.
That's right. So
Cobra
guys,
Kai!
go
Oh
see
my
Cobra
god!
Kai.
It got renewed for a second season.
Yes, it did. So we
watch it.
I wanted to make sure that we discussed it with you guys.
Oh my gosh.
It.
Watch it.
Go watch it, and then we'll do our own review of it. So please go watch Cobra Kai. It's on YouTube Red.
Yes.
You can sign up for a free 30-day trial of it.
And
so
then just binge it. Just do it.
Binge it and then bounce.
It is
binge
like
and
10.5-hour episodes.
Yeah, it's very. I've been here. Aaron Sorkin, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. Woo! Aaron Sorkin. Woo!
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you and all that you
Thank
are.
you.
All right, so now we can do well after that. And we have a lot going on the next couple weeks. So
next week we're going to be live from Comic-Con Revolution, guys.
Yes. And guys, we're going to have Paul Jenkins on here, and we're going to discuss the comic book that he wrote of Wolverine Origins versus the horrific movie of Wolverine Origins that came out. We're actually going to sit down right after this and watch it with a few more drinks.
Yep.
A few more drinks, and we're going to watch it, take some notes. It's going to be painful. It's going to be very difficult not just nerd rage before, so we're going to try not to talk about it too much so we can do it with Paul Jenkins.
Yep.
We're going to be there, and then the week after that, I'll be in MomoCon.